Heavy Matters.
Hello, I'm Bernie Furshpan, host of Ordinary Heroes here on HMTV at the Holocaust Memorial and Tolerance Center. Thanks so much for joining me today. We have a very special guest here who I am just thrilled to have, quite honestly. He's a young man of 9 years old, but he's got a lot to say. He is a powerhouse of information, a powerhouse of humanity. And he's got a very strong message that he's trying to spread around the world. To me, he's the next Nobel Prize winner. And so please welcome Mr. Ben Carasso. Shalom, Ben. You're here
Hello.
from Israel.
Yeah.
You flew all the way to Israel, from Israel to New York. But you've been flying around the world. It's not even just New York. Where have you been?
I've been in Albania, Georgia, 2 times in the UK, and now in the USA. It's all my advocacy tours. This is the 5th one.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you for inviting me.
Are you tired of doing all of this? Or does this give you motivation and more energy?
It gives me a lot of motivation.
What gives you, what makes you feel good about what you're doing?
When I'm seeing that people are interested in what I'm doing and appreciate that. And this week I got the Resilience Award from the Jewish Agency, and I met there more children that are doing for Israel, doing great and amazing things for Israel. And I really appreciated that.
So you you were honored with an award, and it means a lot to you.
Yeah, it really means a lot to me.
But I don't think you're doing this for recognition or awards.
No, I'm not doing it.
Why
for
are you
that.
doing this?
Because I have friends that their family members were hurt in the war. Everyone was hurt in the war.
The October 7th,
Yeah.
and then
from
October
the
8th, of course, the next day.
Yeah, so I have friends that their family members were kidnapped and some were murdered. Family members who were hurt in the war, who were evacuated from their homes. And that moment, I had one moment that it really made me go and speak out. It was when I was at the funeral of my friend, my dad's friend. He had a funeral. He's Hanani Vlonka. He was kidnapped from the Nova and was murdered in captivity. And when I was at his funeral, I said to myself, why do we have to suffer like that? What did we do? And the world is listening and believing the fake news that Hamas is spreading. And it really made me go out and speak and tell what is really happening here in Israel.
You know, children of the Holocaust. Both my parents were Holocaust survivors. My father was a child. He was your age when he ran into the forest. They suffered greatly, and they never received counseling. They rejected counseling or therapy. What about the children in Israel? Are they receiving any kind of counseling during these hard and difficult times for them that are psychologically and emotionally very stressful?
I think we have each other to talk with. The hostages really got through a hard one, through a hard time, so they
get counseling.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that your friends are your best counselors. Basically, you kind of share your feelings with each other.
Yeah, we share our feelings with each other, with our parents, with our family.
And what kind of feelings do you have and your friends share with you?
Sometimes we just feel mad about Hamas and what is happening now because we're innocent. We didn't do nothing.
Right.
But this terror organization decided to hurt us. And waking up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and then going to school.
And you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning because of the missiles?
Yeah, from the sirens, and you have to go to the safe room.
Right. And what happened during October 7th was tragic. It was horrible. Since the Holocaust, nothing like that has ever happened. And people were in the safe rooms, but they weren't that safe, apparently, right? What lessons do you think were learned from what happened, from your perspective, from a kid's perspective? So, and have adults talked to the young people about we're going to make sure that this never happens again?
One thing that really caught me in the war that I saw that before the war there were Arabs in their own, Christians in their own, and Jews in their. But when the war started, we all got together, and we should always stay together and stay strong and help each other, because what happened in October 7th, there's a lot of amazing stories of Arabs or Christians who saved Jews, or otherwise, like Jews save Arabs, or everyone saving everyone.
Yes, so there's a lot of good people. Or
Yeah,
people doing
there's
good things,
mutual
right?
trust in Israel.
People take on roles when you have these events during war. People can either become a bystander, they say nothing, they do nothing. Then you have people who become upstanders, right? Who are their mettle is tested and they come through, right? And they try to save and rescue because they're doing the right thing. They have a moral compass. They know what's right, they know what's wrong. They do the right thing. So you've seen a lot of that.
As I'm saying a lot. I have a saying that if you're an Israeli or a Jew, it doesn't mean you're not scared to be one. It just means that you're doing the right thing anyway.
Right.
So all the Arabs or the Christians or the Jews who are speaking up or saved people or are saving people now or fighting in the army are doing the right thing anyway, because this is the right thing.
You know, you setting a good example for adults. That's all I got to tell you. You're just 9 years old, but you're not just 9 years old. You have a wisdom of a 60, 70-year-old person. You do. I know you don't like to hear compliments. I know that. I get it. But you're doing what comes natural to you. And so you are gifted with leadership skills. You have this passion to do the right thing, but also to tell people that they should also be kind, tolerant to each other, and do the right thing, and stop all of this hatred and stop this, because it doesn't make sense, right? You went to a funeral. This is when you had your aha moment. We have to stop this. It's a waste of lives, good lives.
Yeah, because their organization decided to kidnap people and to murder people for what? Because they want to? This is the anti-Semitism that needs to stop now. This is the kind of anti-Semitism that needs to stop now.
And do you believe that what you're doing is helping?
I'm trying. I think so.
Right.
I'm really trying.
It's almost like you're not even looking to see if it's helping. You're just keep running, right? You're just keep doing what you're doing, because hopefully you'll hit something what we call a critical mass. Enough people that you tell that maybe it'll have an impact.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of impacts.
Right. Now you're on social media all over the place. There are thousands and thousands of followers and thousands of views with all of your posts. What was one of your favorite posts on social media?
There's a lot that went really high in views. I don't really care about the views. I care about that I'm reaching new people and trying to explain to them. I got kind of videos that went to 100,000s, 100,000 of views, and this is what I'm trying to get to new people and explain what we're going through right now.
From your point of view.
From my point of
You're
view,
honest.
with facts.
With facts and honesty.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good that you're actually getting this word out, because people are following. How does it make you feel when people say they want to hear what you have to say?
It's really warming my heart, because we're not having a normal childhood. So we can't fight in the army, or we can't do anything about it. So at least let us talk about it. Or I'm saying hasbara, or or trying to help Israel or speaking up, it's a war, but in words. That's how I'm saying.
You meet a lot of people and you hear a lot of different things. And some people deny the Holocaust. You've come across people like that. Well, what do you say to them?
First, there are facts.
Yes.
6 million Jews were murdered in the Holocaust. This is simple math. Before the Holocaust, there were 9.5 million Jews in Europe. After the Holocaust, only 3.5 million.
So we're dealing with real numbers, hard numbers.
So 6 million Jews were murdered
Do your
in the
math,
Holocaust.
basically.
Yeah.
Not only that, the
math.
Nazis were very good at documenting how many people they killed every day. They have books and books and books that they accounted for who was killed, where they were killed. And it adds up. So the facts are the facts, right? But why don't people want to listen to the facts? Why are they so emotional about these things? Where's the anti-Semitism coming from? Where's this hatred coming from? From your point of view.
Yeah, there's small people of pro-Israels, small people of anti-Semitism that are pro-Palestinians, and the biggest one is they don't really know what is going through. But when the pro-Palestinians is just saying all the fake news, and those who don't know are believing them, and the pro-Israelis that are feeling the anti-Semitism, it makes to go to the one side or the other side. That's why I'm doing Hasbara, because before the war, Hamas spread a lot of fake news. That is why most of the world is on his side.
Mm-hmm. So people are really very, what's the word? Society is very fragile.
Yeah.
They're easy to manipulate. Also, people have a sense of obedience to a group of people, right? So whatever they'll blindly follow some people, right? And do what they say. And this apparently is a repeat of history. And over the many hundreds and thousands of years, people tend to keep repeating these events.
Yeah.
Because since the Holocaust, about 50 million people have been killed in genocides over time. And so really we haven't learned that much. And kids like you who will become leaders in the future, you're going to make a difference. You definitely are going to make a difference. So. It's more than hoping, because there's hope where people sit on their sofa and they just hope and pray. And then there's those that do things.
Act.
You are a doer. And people who do things get things done. And you're going to get it done. I truly believe that with your amount of passion and motivation and power behind you, you got a lot of power behind you. You have your whole family behind you. How does that feel, that your family is behind you?
It feels really great that I see people are supporting what I'm doing. If it's friends, family, and it's really amazing to see that even though I'm only a child, and there's some people that saying, why are you explaining? Go play with the children. We can, but when you're feeling this reality, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard.
You're only a child in terms of your age, but you in your soul and your mind and your heart, you are full of wisdom, life wisdom. So you are very fortunate to be in that position. Speaking from a child's body, you really, to me, I feel like I'm talking to an adult. I really do. And
I'm saying in these things, age is just a number.
It really, truly is. And you're proving that to us. Because whether you're young or old, it really just is a number. You're the same person inside. It's just the outside vehicle, the body, looks a little different, that's all. But I feel like I'm sitting next to another adult. Your answers to my questions are very compelling. I think that whoever's listening in, eavesdropping in this conversation, is probably very intrigued by what you're saying, and that you're saying these powerful things and so honest. And factual. That's really what you want to do, right? You want to get the truth out there and talk to people about the truth. And so open up your minds. You want to kind of shake them to the truth. Like, this is the reality here. We're all going through a lot. What's it going to be like in the future? What hope do you have for the future of young people with the Muslims and the Drusim and the Arabs and the Arab countries in the Middle East? Where do you see the future? Where do you see Israel and the Middle East in 10 years from now, 15 years, 20 years from now?
As I saw when I got my Resilience Award with other children, if they're Drusim, if they're Arabs, if they're Jews, if they're Christians, whatever, I saw how it was important for them and to speak out. And if we will continue seeing more children or more adults speaking like this and doing things like this, maybe we would have a lot more peace.
Well, that's the hope, right? But it's more than hope for you.
Yeah.
For you, it's more about action. Let's just do it. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
Right.
Really.
And do you feel like people are banding around you? Like, let's get it done together? Do you find that many young people like yourself are following you and agreeing with you? And have you found other young people also motivated to speak out because they are emboldened or they build confidence based on what you're doing?
When I was in my Advocacy tour in London, I met there a lot of children.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finished, they told me that they will try to help in any way they could. If it's for the soldiers, if it's in any way. And when I'm seeing that I'm motivating people to help, it really warms my heart. Really warms.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
That you're on the right
I feel
track.
good.
Oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a book here. You want to show me this book?
Yeah, so I got it from the Hostage Square. It's
From
about
the Hostage Square in Tel Aviv?
Yeah. It's about Passover.
Uh-huh.
And I got one that it's with what the hostages are going through.
Mm-hmm.
And another one that
And who wrote these books?
I know that this one, all the pictures here, it was drawn by the mother of the hostage, Nimrod Cohen.
Mm-hmm. And this is the mother of one of the hostages. She
Yeah.
drew the pictures?
Yeah.
She did the illustrations of this particular book. And this is
Yeah.
a children's book?
Yeah, it's the children's book.
And it's for children. And what is this? And this is for Passover.
Yeah.
Oh, beautifully done.
Passover is talking about freedom.
Passover is about freedom. That's correct.
So I hope, as I'm saying, if it's a holiday of freedom, so I hope that the hostages will have freedom too.
Right. Right. And hopefully
really
they will
hope
sit
that.
down at the Passover
Yeah,
Seder
really hope.
with their family. Do you miss being in Israel with all this traveling?
I feel it inside of me. Sometimes I'm traveling. I'm still in Israel, but doing on social media. But I feel that when I'm a Jew, it's inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my heart.
So it's in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you miss most about being in Israel?
I miss my friends a
The
lot.
friends, of course. The relationships that's really what life is all about, right? The quality of your life really hinges on the quality of your relationships. And so you have friends there that you miss. And are they proud of you?
Yeah.
They are. How do they tell you?
I see it when we're talking like about the war
Yeah.
or stuff. I feel that they appreciate my work.
Uh-huh. They do.
Yeah.
It's and I'm sure they probably wish that they had the courage to do what you're doing. Many of them are just supporting you, right? They feel
There's-
like they're doing their part by encouraging you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that
Kind of like a
scared.
teamwork.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that even when I'm encouraging them to speak out, they're just maybe scared to speak with people.
Right.
But we're working as a teamwork, all the people in Israel.
Where does your courage come from? This,
I know it's important.
yeah, you know it's
So
important.
so I
we all know
focused
it's
on it.
We all know it's important. What makes
So-
somebody speak up, have a voice for the others who don't speak up? What is it inside of you? What goes on in your head that says, I got to be the one to represent my people?
I'm seeing how people got hurt in this war,
I see.
and
What
because
emotion do you have? Is that anger or sadness? Is it a
anger, sadness, yeah, and we weren't speaking a lot.
Right.
We didn't
About
have good hasbara, as I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
So that's why all of the world believe the fake news that Hamas
Right.
is posting on social media. So I see it's my part as a child to, there's adults that are speaking, so I thought there isn't a one for children. So I said I'm representing the children here in Israel.
Well, you're doing a great job. That's all. You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, I wish when I was your age I had the chutzpah to do what you're doing. But it's more than chutzpah. It's really courage. It's courage. It's having the right moral compass. You know what's right and what's wrong, and you feel so compelled to be the voice of young people in Israel.
Because you're doing the right thing anyway.
All of Israel should be saluting you for doing an incredible job at representing truth and justice, and talking about Israel in a very positive light, that it's a multicultural society, correct? That just wants peace and prosperity like everybody else, and democracy, and spread that love, right? And the democracy around the area. And hopefully,
We have to be strong, but always stretch a hand for peace.
always, so you're saying you have to be strong, but always reach out for
Yeah,
peace.
reach out for peace.
Right, because life is better when there's peace, isn't it?
Yeah, but of course there are anti-Semitism.
Of course.
For
what do you
now,
think?
I mean, maybe in a couple of hundreds of years, maybe. I think hundreds of years, maybe they will stop being anti-Semitism and hate. But that's still,
Until then,
until then, we
you can't stop.
Yeah.
Until then, you can't stop.
reach a hand for peace, but always stay strong.
I like that. So always push back the hate. Fight for what is right and just. And you're doing a brilliant job.
Thank you so
your
much.
parents should be so proud of you, and I know they are. And I know that they're here with you, so they'll travel with you. I mean, there you have soccer moms who travel with their kids to play soccer. Here, your parents, which is so unusual, are traveling with their son around the world to push for peace. And so this is a beautiful...
Sadly, that's the
It's sad,
reality.
but somebody has to do it, and
Yeah.
there should be more people doing it. There should be more young people like
That's
yourself.
the reality of children in Israel.
Yeah, that's the reality. And thank you for sharing the reality of life for children in Israel. I know that one day you want to make peace and have friends in
All over
in
the world.
Palestinian communities, in countries all over the world, right?
Yeah.
You want to make peace with everybody else and ask them, could you please stop with the hate?
Yeah,
I mean, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help the world, to fix the world, right? Isn't that what Israel is
Yes.
trying to do all the time? Always fix the world. Thank you again for joining me, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you so
Much
much
success to you. And
for
I hope we
inviting
meet-
me.
And excuse me?
Thank you so much for inviting
Oh, it's
me.
my absolute pleasure. I hope we meet again in Israel
Me too.
or here, wherever, and continue our conversation. And I know I'll be talking to you about great things that you'll be doing for sure. And thank you all for eavesdropping in this incredible conversation with a young man who has the wisdom of a 70-year-old I don't know, a politician or somebody who has so much life wisdom in such a short time. God bless Ben Carasso and his family. And God bless your family and the people of Israel. And hope that you all join us for the next episode here on HMTV. I'm your host, Dr. Bernie Furshpan. On behalf of Ordinary Heroes, today we had an extraordinary hero.